Originally, we were talking about the coaching situation in Brooklyn and how we feel that Steve Nash isn't up to par to be coaching the Brooklyn Nets. So I brought up Mark Jackson, who's a very worthy coach, has many accolades within it and within the NBA, even though he never won a championship. And I asked Jay specifically, why do you think like it almost seems like Mark Jackson has been exiled when he could have had many coaching opportunities in the A?
And my answer, I personally myself don't even know why he's been, like you said, it seems like he's been exiled, and I can agree with that because he built that team in Golden State that we're watching today. He was there. I want to say I think he got there Steph's if it was like his second year, then his third year. I can't remember who their first coach was. It might have been Mike Dunleavy. I don't know.
It
He
don't matter.
wasn't.
It don't matter.
They got Mark, and Mark established a culture. He established that we're gonna play defense first. We're gonna pass the ball. We're gonna move the ball, and we're gonna
And whoever's
just
hot is
fight.
hot.
We're gonna fight till the very end of the game. We're not gonna just develop until we're good enough. We're good right now. We have. He said it from day one. The minute they drafted Clay, I have the best shooting backcourt in the NBA, and no one believed him for like the first 2 seasons. No one wanted to believe him. It was hope. Who? That little light skinned nigga with glass ankles? Yeah, all right. Clay Thompson, who? Where did he come from? Washington State? Cool. All right, we'll see that down the line. We'll see what happens.
Do you
Two
do, do
seasons
you
later, they're
do you think
beating.
it's because of his success that they don't want him back? Because
No, I don't.
he's shown you that he can do it, but we've also seen most black coaches get like there's a lot of black coaches in the NBA, but they mostly get the bad teams. If you catch my drift.
I was just
Like Dwayne
Completely get
Casey,
your drift.
like Dwayne Casey built up that Toronto
the
team,
Raptors squad. Mhm.
and then he had to take a job on the Pistons, and now he looks like a bad coach. But
Oh
we
wait,
know,
and to add to that story, he also won Coach of the Year that same year he was fired.
you feel me?
To give it, here's the reason he was.
Tyronn Lue.
We're still talking about Mark.
Nah, I was about to
I
say
thought that's what you were about to say.
the Lakers assistant coach. He was a Grizzlies coach at one point.
God, I know what his name is. I forgot.
He was also with LeBron in Miami too. He's been LeBron's man for a minute. Fizdale?
Yes.
Is that his name? Fizdale?
Oh,
Fizdale?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did the wait.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
after
thought you meant
Memphis.
our current assistant.
Oh nah.
Nah.
He's
After
not
Memphis,
like
he
he's
went to New
not on that staff anymore.
No.
No, after Memphis, he went to New York, and you can. This is where it goes back to you saying the black coaches don't get the best opportunities. He went to New York, and people really expected him to win.
Exactly. Like
We expected him to win with the players we had, and then when
It's
he
like-
didn't win, it was his fault.
So like with Mark Jackson, like he showed that he can do it. It just feels like they know he can do it and they don't want that. For some reason, I don't got the answer. I'm not saying it's racist, nothing. I was like, when
Not what you're saying.
like when you look at the whole scope of it, it's like it's a little it's fishy, especially when they show you they can do it and they're still on
for
the
sure.
sideline.
Right, for sure.
And I I looked up a little more to figure out or see why this guy was fired. It turns out the only reason he was fired from Golden State was Joe Lacob and his son didn't like Mark. Joe Lacob had a bad relationship with Mark, and he didn't like who was on his assistant coaching staff. And like I said, there were a few things where Mark could be stuck in his ways, I guess, or not even ignorant, but he
Of course,
believes
he's
in
like-
what he believes.
He believes in
He's
his
not
culture. Yeah.
He was an
changing.
old school
Yeah,
player.
he's not changing for someone else.
Mhm.
So it was,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
see here it's the relationship he had with him, but and that's it says that's what's kept him from getting a second job. I guess they didn't have. I guess it really wasn't a good relationship whatsoever. You know, they understood we worked together, but even with that, I still don't like you. Fuck you.
Mhm.
And you know, Golden State now, they're with the face of the league.
Oh yeah,
You know, whatever
and,
they say goes.
and like it don't look good
You know, you
after you get fired and that team start winning.
and then they start winning consistently year after year to the point that they're bringing in people like, and I love Quinn Cook, but they're bringing Quinn Cook out of the G League, playing 20 minutes, and then he gets a ring. Festus is easy. JaVale McGee restarted his entire career
Literally.
once he got to Golden State.
Mhm.
You know, Golden State became that team where you come here, you got a shot somewhere else. So for them to say, or for them to be able to not be able, but for them to tell other teams and other organizations, we didn't like Mark, or to even have a bad thing to say about Mark, that goes a long way because of their reputation and because of how much winning and success they had after he was fired.
Mhm.
You know, like I said before, he established that culture of winning. You know, I have the two best shooters in the world right here in my backcourt. I just need everyone else. And he did it little by little over and over, you know, or not over and over, little by little throughout the years. Drafted Harrison Barnes, then they drafted Draymond.
Oh,
He was
like,
They
Draymond. I believe Draymond said Mark Jackson was a big help in his development as well too.
mhm.
they had they got Bogut. They traded Monte for Bogut, and I'm pretty sure Mark was a part of that trade.
Mhm.
Then with Clay, Draymond, and Harrison, you know, he had the core right there. He had the team that was to win it there. All they needed was Andre Iguodala. And when did he come? Like the very next season with Steve Kerr.
Mhm.
But to answer the question, why Mark
Didn't
Jackson
they
hasn't gotten a job,
didn't they win
I
the
think
chip right after?
yeah, they won it the very next year.
Yeah,
Or if
it's
not,
yeah, it's
No,
it's not
it's
even
not
literally,
a
next
that's
good
what
year.
happened.
it's not a
What
good
was
It
their
look.
was,
playoff
right?
run? What was their playoff run that season when he got fired? Because they lost to the Clippers, I believe, and I think
Yeah,
that was second
No,
round.
they
Who they
lost
lose
to
to?
they lost to the Spurs
yeah, yeah. They lost to the
in the
Spurs, and I
first
remember,
round.
and
They
like I
went
remember like
crazy.
Steph
And
Curry
then they
giving like a
lost to San
speech.
Antonio in like 6. He was like, "We're here. Like this is it." He was like, "I understand what I." Bro, this nigga. Oh my god, there was a play during that playoff series where he lost the ball. He's on the floor dribbling, gets back up with like 2 seconds on the shot clock. Nothing but net. You know, he was that confidence, that shot making ability was there. Mark knew it, and that's why he was going off saying, "I have the best shooting backcourt ever." But for whatever reason, he couldn't develop a good relationship with Joe Lacob, and that let him get fired. Do I believe if Mark is still there, they still win championships? Absolutely,
Yes,
100%, no doubt.
bro, the foundation was already set.
Which
The
is
foundation was
why
set
Mark should have gotten a job. He should have had every other team in the lottery calling him the minute he was fired.
immediately.
The second they
Immediately.
saw the news that he was available, every lottery team should have been on at his phone. And if they were, and none of them or none of the teams had what he was looking for, that's understandable. You know, we all have our standards. We all have what we're looking for and whatever we like. And Mark had, let's say he didn't want to coach Detroit because it's fucking Detroit. Who wants to go to Detroit? You know, whatever reasons for him not taking whatever jobs are available, that's on him. And then for whatever teams that didn't offer him a job, I believe that goes back to what happened with Golden State. You know, I couldn't find too many details on how bad the relationship was or what caused it to be so bad, but I really do believe because of Golden State's pedigree and how high they're held in the league, whatever they say goes a long way. So if somebody in that organization just told the Kings down the road, yeah, Mark Jackson did some wild shit, blah, 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 that's
Yeah.
going to carry everywhere else.
When like the golden child don't like you, it's over, bro.
Exactly,
It's over.
exactly. Keep perfect, just like that. Just like that.
It's over.
And they put a target on his back as to say, look out for blah 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 blah, and that made teams not want to sign him. And do I think Mark should be coaching someone like Brooklyn. What? He should have
Mark
been the first person they hit
Should be
up.
coaching right now.
Mark
Wait,
should have been
Every
like,
time I
Mark
hear
should've been
his voice
coaching.
on the sideline, I'm just like,
I
why
feel-
are you here?
Bro,
That's a
I felt
coach right
so
there.
bad that they made him commentate the Warriors. Why did they make him commentate that whole playoff run? That's like a slap
That's
face.
a power move
Literally.
by that's a power move
Literally.
by somebody.
That
Somebody's
was a
No,
whole
for sure. It was
slap.
like you're gonna watch this. You're gonna watch
Yeah.
them win.
like like
This
somebody
was your
said
team.
like somebody
was your
said,
team,
nah,
right?
he's commentating this, bro. That's sick.
That's yes.
I would've-
No,
I would've
seriously,
ran-
it's sick.
I would've ran on
It
that
has
floor
to be
real-
some of the most bittersweet things he's probably ever experienced in your life. To see all the play, and mind you, he's watched a lot of them develop, and to see them
developed.
achieve this, he can't even like have that same feeling with them. That's crazy.